Sorber! And use that on the defensive end to create easy baskets on this end of the floor.
A little bit harder, but Sorber with a nice cut there and a good pass for what a finish left.
Is going to be once they get into Big East play, right? They've had 2 games so far. They've already matched last season's win total.
Just to get something in the post to see where the switches are going to be.
Hoyas ran flex 6 times against Creighton. They converted on 4 of them. Make it 1 for...
Yeah.
But the only way you keep growing is if you sustain excellence. Sorber backing his way in. Thomas Sorber is big time. Now it's trimmed to 10. Here's Peavy. Down to Sorber. Tommy boy.
Sliver get there. Inside outside threat.
And you know, he's not afraid. I mean, he had 16 against Alabama the other night too, so on the big...
At the same time, this group has to be able to close the gap, or at least keep the gap until the starters get back in.
Epps to Sorber.
On the floor, only the 3rd time this year he's played for Syracuse.
Inside to Sorber.
More contested in the mid-range.
Epps, 2 defenders went for the ball.
Yeah, he's taken a few off the boards now for the Orange. Clapping his hands in the face of Sorber, and the freshman together makes this Syracuse team really versatile, this lineup.
Oh!
Inside, Sorber is fouled.
Action, but a huge swing personnel-wise in this game as Sorber goes to work.
9-point lead for West Virginia. Matt kicks it out for Sorber. Need it.
Big.
Got it.
Sorber. He can shoot it. He can shoot it. He can. Too strong. Oh, my goodness. Sorber, what position?
To kind of get in sync and understand what you're trying to teach them every day in practice so they can carry it over into the game.
Georgetown won just 9 games last year, trying to turn it around here. It's awfully hard for Fairfield to get good looks.
Nothing in transition. We'll see what they look for.
Oh, wow.
Telford leading score, double knocked away. Peavy stripped it. Peavy ahead. Thomas Sorber.
Leg it, fade away. I'd love to see him put some pressure on the rim.
Sorber, tough catch.
35 minutes a game, so see what his conditioning is looking like.
Give it go. Sorber right. Their largest of the afternoon. Slip pass. Sorber. Hard jump stop and
Runner for Big East Freshman of the Year, Thomas Sorber, who's got it now, and Ari Arine has scored more points so far. An extra possession for the Hoyas. Sorber.
Career at La Lumiere in Indiana.
And Sorber.
That's #1 in the Big East and 5th in all of college basketball. Nice pass.
A great pass from Peavy.
Sean Miller told us so.
Sorber got busy early. He's doubled and scored.
His footwork is superb in the post.
Leading all freshman scores in the Big East, and Malik behind the back pass almost went to the backcourt. Sorber turnarounds. He's got
Wait, they've got to get #2 going in this game.
And another 3rd scoring option. Jaden Epps not available tonight for Georgetown as Sorber starts him through fielder.
Yes.
Well, biggest run
Nice pass
that they've had. Peavy with a game high 24. Driving right again. Help showed by Fremantle.
Sorber hasn't had a touch in a while.
Now he does. It's a good one.
Malik Mack, the Harvard transfer, bounces inside. This is Sorber who goes.
No, last year, Butler beat Georgetown twice. Brooks had 29 points in both games.
Sorber.
Ball screen jumper.
Offensive rebound to the put. Mulready bounces into Sorber. Faces up, falls away over screen.
Practice. I was stunned at how much zone both teams practiced.
Why?
Because I had seen them on tape as being...
Matt got his man in the air. Wow. That was altered. Sorber on the cleanup.
Wow. Now this is how you start if you're Georgetown when you come out of that locker room.
Up the stat sheet, not tonight.
Yeah, he plays both ends of the floor as well. This is the next part of his game.
He looked a lot better on Monday. Fielding, feeding Sorber.
That's basically the count for the officials without them having to count.
Sorber wants another triple. He's got it! Along with a couple of blocks for the freshman big man.
Elbow jump for Bryce Hopkins continues, and he's done a pretty good job. Wow. Area.
Can't shove him that far away from the basket.
Warriors still have a couple of fouls to give. So
Make a big play. It's the same kind of mannerisms as if something that goes sideways.
Sorber going up with the left. See how many touches Sorber gets here. Going up against the rim save. Goes! Wow. Showing some depth this afternoon. There's a rim save. Beating Peavy. Sorber! Wasn't the case Friday night, was it? Took a while for Villanova to find their first points. Sorber twisting and turning and getting some playing time at the end of the first half. Let's see if Georgetown can get Sorber going.
Three rough.
Mack looking for Sorber. Thomas Sorber and one.
Behind us, but when you get pushed, they can call the foul on you on St. John's, or they let it play.
Found Micah Peavy, one of the special talents at both ends in the entire country. Look at that high scoring talent and the athletes to be able to get stops. Loose ball.
Playing against the zone. Haven't played against it a lot, but they're not a good zone offensive team.
Oh, there's Sorber and one.
And take tough twos, not threes. Xavier, best, one of the best in the country, the best of the games. Last 3 games with Fremantle being out.
Sean Miller said they're playing better than they anticipated he would, and that's been a pleasant surprise for them. Sorber spinning. Georgetown won for their last 10. Sorber, excellent real estate down low.
4-point swing. Going to continue to play through it.
Sorber tripped up. Mack with 23 points has exploded in the second half. Sorber, the
For Sorber inside with the left hand again.
They must make an adjustment. Keep 2 feet on the ground and make a solid pass like Mack did right there.
Into Sorber.
Ellaby was able to capitalize, get a left-hand drive finish.
Working it inside to Sorber. He's so sticky on the defensive end. Offensively improved well. You can see the rebound from one of the top 50 teams in the country. Here's Sorber, strong. What people are going to be, right? Like, that's the amazing thing is, you know, people are trying to project you guys when you're 16-year-olds.
Just the second paint bucket of the game for Seton Hall. Now Sorber. Answer. You had St. John's winning at the buzzer at Providence Friday night. Nice entry to Sorber. Second difference between shot and game. Big possession here for the Hoyas. Sorber with a kick. Off the fake, Williams back to Sorber. Thomas Sorber.
That just gives you so much energy to do the job down here as well.
Sorber. Response. Peavy to Sorber. Thomas Sorber.
For the Hoyas. Ball screen with Sorber. Into the body of Freeman. Sorber. Into Sorber. Good catch.
Peavy, nice bounce pass to Sorber, who soars at the rim. Mack's layup no good. Sorber, another offensive rebound and a point. The crowd responding to Darren DeBreeze getting fired up on the sideline. Sorber. Mack penetrating for Sorber, and you see
they're shooting 75% from the field here early in the first half. Sorber down low, spin move
at the top, so there isn't a foul. Just phenomenal defense by the freshman.
Again, inside, just he'd like to see him maybe communicate a little better, as all good point guards do, but he's still learning, and there's Sorber.
Find any good offense.
Yeah, you see Ed Cooley said in practice as they work it inside to Sorber.
And play with the lead.
Sorber fighting.
Wayne Kelly just talking about the fact that as they, now the team that they are and the situation they are, and
UAlbany needs aggression on the defensive end.
That is just pure. He wants them to have the confidence to take it, but he wants it to be a good shot.
You can't tell them not to take it because they get hit.
Georgetown a chance to expand this lead. He's going to try a 3, and Sorber got it. Came wide open in the left corner, and nobody got a body on Sorber. Play your offensive sets in the half court. Or do that.
Look for the Hoyas. Look for Jaden Epps to become a little more active as you see him dumping the town.
Duco ball at Monroe College. Mack, no.
So, you know, they have an awful lot to build on. The Northeast East Conference is going to be put on
because they don't mind working the shot clock down.
Sorber, first touch in about a couple of minutes. Short help. Attack first. Peavy had fabulous start early in the game. Sorber, early touch.
And they ran the first play of the second half with a big fella. Second play, back to the big fella.
We'll mention Epps is Georgetown. That's ball moving here. 5 to shoot, as you said, Sorber.
Be really happy that the players have an enjoyment for each other. They're willing to sacrifice for each other, and they care trying to get himself going, spark his own energy, his own engine.
Epps rings it out, Sorber. Here's Peavy, nice feed for Sorber. Downhill, Epps off the mark.
Oh, man. Want to be, but it was year one for these respective coaches. They want to show what's possible this season.
Good rest for Burton on the bench.
Sorber with the offensive reach shot and game here, a little less. Off the fake, Williams to Sorber. Sorber.
That is Sorber. Taking it on the block, up and under, and he got it.
Led to a missed shot.
There's the freshman Sorber. Got it. Epps feeding Sorber. You want to keep going back in there. And if it...
Not fouling.
Had a chance at a catch and shoot. Elected to pass it up.
He understood time and score that time.
Now he's got the shot, and now he hits.
If Chris Casey going to have to turn up some full court defense to try to create some steals.
Or maybe
credit to Fairfield, Gene Dorsey, AD at the time, for giving him that opportunity. And grateful is the word that Ed comes up with. Absolutely.
Crack down and stop that layup.
That's the feed to a rolling Sorber. Sorber goes right at LB.
Bounce, keeping extra possessions for Georgetown.
Leak-Mack threads the needle with Sorber. Bucket in the foul.
Dead ball means immediate, so Owens getting some major time to shine on the left block. And he gets beaten on that.
Sorber. Oh, the no-look pass from the...
Cooley, first road game, and you are being tested. Good pass. Good.
Get it.
He sure did. Fielder, top of the key. Bingo.
Is back in for Georgetown.
Nice cut here by Sorber down low.
Kicks to the wing, and Peavy.
Well, you can bet Ed Coley's thinking the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Wow, Sorber falling to his backside. Just see Sorber getting more touches. He's got it now, quickly double. Lane. Taken away by Sorber. Rosenberger denied.
Sorber blocked that with his rib cage.
Wow, look at that. It almost looked like Saquon Barkley.
Zone hole, knocked it down.
Sorber got a piece of that. Outlet. He knew that.
You got to be kind of happy with those looks.
A point blank. That's how he's been scoring in this early season.
Of those 10 turnovers, a number of them were dead ball turnovers, where they're not interrupted right there.
Sorber trying to tip that one in. Williams didn't need it.
Them a month ago, you wouldn't have that. They had 4 guys with arms around the basketball there, and that's been the difference.
Who led by 7 at halftime in that game against Marquette, but outscored by 16 in the second half. Fielder on the...
You're going to get criticized if you don't have a lot of quad 1 wins. There aren't a lot in this conference.
5 players with 9 or more points for Providence. Peavy.
Next timeout, the next whistle.
Sorber, that's a blind pass, nearly picked off. Peavy recovers.
Now he's starting to establish that here at Georgetown, but they're playing against a tremendous offensive team.
What a pass! 10 and 12 if we want to play our best basketball. Here comes the double on Sorber. The freshman cross-court pass rifles it. Caught by PV, steps into the...
Tries to establish position.
We need to try to get the Hoyas to stop putting the basketball.
There's not a whole lot of guys that got out of town, right, between Maryland and Georgetown when they were in their prime.
As they go into new Big East play, I feel like the Hoyas have a chance just like everyone else.
Williams Jr.
Up to 5. 1 left to give with a lot of time left in this first half.
To the corner, Williams for 3. Yes!
Epps brings it up, down low to Sorber, faces up, works his way into the paint, cut off by Kalkbrenner. Excellent defense, Fielder for three. It's
back with a little floater, rolls off. Sorber fighting for it. DeVries rebounds. Sorber, nice take, and right back.
Well, high-low. Didn't work, and plenty of time to reset it. For Mack. Got it. It's going to be a steal, and a steal right back again. And good extra pass right there.
And here comes Matt. Nice pass from Sorber. Fielder off the... Hoyas very methodical. Sorber, nice look. And...
You know, you can't wonder if it's a good look. You got to take it to confidence.
Sorber, he's been the facilitator. Start this season. It is all geared towards NEC play and repeating. Oh, another night. That's a DP.
Conference rebounding the ball. Sorber second in the Big East.
Sorber.
Trust. A lot of trust from the coaches in the bigs.
Here is Sorber. Another nice pass.
Petey with a skip pass to Sorber. Jaden Epps. Bingo. Just a...
Hoyas trying to cash in and they do.
They can't afford to be in that situation.
And Seton Hall has gone 8 for 11 at the stripe.
It's praise for the transition game of Xavier and having to take it away.
Well, they made Xavier play half court here. Fremantle works through a couple defenders. And Foster on the take. Into the body. It's knocked away by Sorber. 5 on the shot clock. Dripping down to 3. Fielder gives resistance. And
Epps out with illness. Bizjack lobs, screen, kicks, Telfort one more. Brooks, it was tipped.
Epps picks up the foul. Corey Floyd had a nice game. Providence coming up each time. Neela yet to get going this afternoon. And there's Sorber with his 45-44. An 8-0 run for the Hoyas. Neela.
Off of a tough week against Marquette and UConn. Wiltshire trying to find his way in, and Sorber said, get out of here. Won't keep you updating on Epps. A leg injury, and he's been battling Iwuchukwu. Right hand.
Much better this half for St. John's. Their activity, their hands.
Lewis shut down by...
And really, for a team that's the youngest in the Big East by far in terms of experience and probably one of the top 5.
Stewart from downtown. Off the heel. Georgetown was rejection. Yes, they were. Diarra. Sorber with a quick. Hoyas never went away, but they were never able to really.
Felt the double. Gold looking for a cutter. He's doubled. Trying to dribble into the corner. Needs help. Desperate pass. Under the cup. Sorber reject. Jump ball. Back in with Fielder and Sorber. This is the biggest lineup the Hoyas have played. Jones. Great look to Joplin. Rejected by Sorber. Joplin. Bumps into Sorber. Rejected away. Joplin to Jones. Ball sticking a bit. Jones on the drive. Sorber again. It's a little bit of time to get that rhythm back. Game speed, unlike anything else you can replicate. Conwell wants to try and back it down into the paint. Blocked. Sorber.
Senseless foul there on Fremantle, who's not even trying to attempt the basket.
Ignite picks up his dribble. Sent out.
Claw and get himself a chance right here in this game.
Working on Sorber again. His time.
You almost had a turnover, which has been a theme today for the Hoyas on offense.
Here's Sorber. Good defense in the paint, as he has done for the vast majority of the season. Harrison has done a nice job on the offensive end so far. Shot clock running down. Really.
Whenever you're coaching how to defend a dribble handoff, you tell your defender to run through the screen if the person isn't set, and you'll be.
Duval with 8. Hadn't made his move until 6. Now Duval goes in.
Nice job here. You see it's a weird-looking, almost a 4-1 zone.
Yalden in this second half. Jenkins. He drives. Chauncey.
Get out in transition, and that's where he can make things happen. I would not be surprised if he gets a bucket.
Oh, Sorber with the 6:23.
You know, you got to give the Hoyas credit. Their half-court defense has been really
No doubt.
good.
In the score years, but trying to get back there slowly but surely under Ed Cooley. This would be a significant win even if these teams are down. Freeman. That is. Syracuse hasn't had Freeman in the game for 13 minutes. Davis up top are working, so.
Well, we play on. Sorber.
His freshman teammates as we get along further into this game.
Sometimes it's like osmosis, just being a...
Turnovers have been the Achilles heel right now in the second half for the Hoyas.
Here's a dude where he gets the shot blocked. Sapp spinning in the lane, nowhere to go. Sorber there.
Here's Williams off that early three. Dre Howell south. He's physical, but Sorber's a bit.
Knowing when it's time for me to set it up for others and knowing when it's on me.
Esquera pushes it out. Howell south. Oh,
To Providence and jumped on a train and came with Ed here to D.C. There's Pinedo. Blocked. So, 2 minutes or so. They're working their stuff. Patient, probing. Rosenberger, he is left-handed all the way. 3-2, trying to work his way in. Blocked by Sorber. There'll be a shot clock violation. Rosenberger. Able to get the handle. Lefty going left. Blocked by Sorber. Taken away by... Getting the paint is probably not the best thing that happened for their offense.
That ball part there off the ball by Knosman. Whitney Sidney. Net right there, ball deflected, and bodies on the floor. Sorber. Matt closed quickly on Gillis.
Sorber with the interception.
On his hip.
Yes. Nice cut.
The hand. Peavy pestering Telfort. Screen bodies against Sorber.
Younger players forget the last result. So this is not a Georgetown team.
Screen finds a cutting McCall.
He illustrated at Nova when he made the little floater over two guys for the game winner a couple games ago.
Ejiofor shoved down by Sorber, but that was a clean block, the officials say.
Had the edge to get to the bucket. They just make you think about it.
5-minute scoring drought, and now a close to 4-minute scoring drought in this half.
Disruptive.
dead.
So be careful. Ross. Oh, I can talk with the best of them, too, believe me.
Hey, when you hit the middle of the head again, it's just they're flying around, and that's it right there. Just playing.
5 minutes away from home there in Baltimore. There's Sorber again, fundamental defense, but Coppin State scrapping down low.
Coach Marshall, how does Seton Hall get better looks?
Yeah, there's got to be cleaner screens. One, you can't.
A lot of skill development. Spent the summer in LA this summer training against a lot of pros, so would love to see his development offensively and defensively as he finished above the vest.
Banks working on Sorber, and then Sorber.
9-0 all-time against America East teams. And looping pass inside.
It's a team under Donald Copeland. Here's Lewis the big.
Offensively, but defensively have to keep certain of their assignments.
Pineda had it knocked out of his hand, stolen by Sorber. Nice job. No good, and St. Francis 10-4 run. They were down by 15. Sorber saw that.
The red flash, which is what they should have done the whole game. You know, like they played just solid defense. They pressured the ball, but they weren't trying to get the ball. Right now, we see them from a defensive standpoint coming after them with a little more aggression.
Right in Kelly's face. Has it, lost it, fumbles it, lose it again. Sorber tied up. Almost a...
Terrell R doing a lot of the damage. He's up high.
Success he had in Fairfield in 5 years, the success he had at Providence.
5 fouls on Georgetown here in the second half.